Hi, everybody, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Anita. I'm an embodiment and energetics architect. And I'm basically here to guide you not just through the spiritual journey, but especially through this time of transition. My focus is energetic alignment and the activation of our inner power and blueprint through transmissions and mentorship. Obviously, these are all titles, but we need to start somewhere. And I've been trying for a long time to literally get this channel off the ground, and it has been really intense over the past few months to record regular videos. However, I'm here and I'm going to make sure that you get at least weekly videos from me. We are right now, as you all know, in really interesting times, and we've just passed this threshold of incredible energetic intensity where we had also perhaps a lot of physical symptoms and a lot of energetic alignments happening. I don't know if you have noticed, but it's almost like we are experiencing the shift in frequency in real time. So I know for myself when I'm really aligned and tapped in and turned on, and I can feel myself riding on in this higher frequency that I then embody. I can see it not just in myself, but also in my environment as people respond differently to me. It's almost like things are just flowing by magic, which is, as we know, normal when we are aligned. And then when I drop, it's like people are rude, especially in traffic. You experience just a sense of, oh, everything just feels false. And that's pretty much when you drop into the more 3D reality and the environment and the people that are associated to that. And we notice that we are not changing the place. You might go to the same park, to the same coffee shop, but depending on how you are aligned, you have different experiences. And this really just shows yet again how much of the reality that we experience actually comes from our own inner state. And we're also going to notice more and more that this hustle culture, this pushing culture, this we need to get things done culture is more and more losing its grip because now the importance of everything is really being energetically aligned with ourself first, getting our frequency right first before we do anything, before we take action, before we make any decision, tuning inwards and getting our frequency right. And you can do that for whatever works for you. For me, for example, a lot of times it's movement. I need to go ride my bicycle. I need to dance. I need to do my strength workout. It's majority of the time really movement. Of course, travel is a big part of it. But for some of you, it might be meditation. It might be just laying still. And sometimes when we are very exhausted from these energetic shifts and changes, the best thing we can do is take a nap. I sometimes felt like a little child again, having to take her afternoon naps just to get myself through it. But then once we wake up from this, it's like we feel rejuvenated. So there is a lot that is changing right now. As next year in particular, we are really experiencing this complete shift and change in the background frequency, in the background grid, which makes pretty much everything that we have known so far and the way we lived collapse. And it's already happening. But how it's going to actually be fully activated next year, because the grid is already in its place, the new grid. However, it has not been yet fully activated. It's going to be in 2027. And you can also see this obviously in human design. We are talking about the cross of the sleeping phoenix. So right now we are, a lot of us, rising from the ashes. And again, it depends so strongly where you are on your journey. This is important to understand that we cannot compare. It is never about someone that is better or worse than the others. I think in the spiritual scenes, the communities, one of the reasons I'm not really part of all of that is just the crazy hierarchies, it's the concepts that people are attaching themselves to. Because you see, when we work with the true energetics, it is not about a concept. It is not about a narrative. It is not about anybody knowing more than you. It is literally about starting to understand your own energy system, how it operates, and based on that create from within. And it's really funny because, nobody wakes up and says, oh, I need to get my energy system right. Well, some of you might that actually understand the importance, but most of the time we wake up saying, I need to get a new career. I need to find a new job. I am not feeling okay in this relationship anymore. I am not feeling okay in the country that I live in anymore. I need to make a change. So these changes always happen first on an energetic level. So basically on our grid, before they reach our thoughts, before they reach our emotions, it doesn't happen the other way around. It is literally first the grid. Then it really comes into the body, into the field of the heart, of the mind. And this is then when we start to realize it. And we are in times really when we are so pushed out of anything that is old. We are being ripped apart, or we were being ripped apart from old layers, old belief systems, places, people, situations. And for a lot of us, we've been through the major wave. Many others are still going through their waves because everything that is unfolding in cycles, is unfolding especially in the rhythm of our own life, because now more than ever in our lives, the most important aspect is going to be to trust ourselves, to learn to understand what is our energy, especially with all these frequency interferences. They have been so strong. Yes, they come through the towers. Yes, they come through the EMFs. Yes, they come through the Wi-Fi's and all of that. But it's so much more. It is so much more. Frequency interferences, literally through lower astral beings, are on an all-time high, and you will feel it when things suddenly shift. So it's not something that is there and just keeps creeping up or building up. It can if you don't recognize it, but it's usually a sudden mood shift. It's a sudden drop in your frequency. And when you don't know your energetic system, you will not understand what this is, and you will not understand that it is not you. So it's very important to understand our energy so that we can distinguish and also use our discernment, what is ours and what is not. Because right now we're really at the precipice of this massive shift, of these massive changes. And as we are approaching the middle of the year and the end of this year, we are going to see a lot of things, not just being exposed in terms of the news and the media, but also in our own lives changing. Uranus entering Gemini is going to bring very, very fast shifts and changes in communication and information, obviously, and AI as well. And it's going to become increasingly important to use our discernment. What information are we consuming? What are we taking in? What feels like our truth and what simply doesn't? And one thing I want to leave you with that is crucial as well in the work with the energies is what we call resonance. There is a resonance field, and then there are topics in which we resonate. When we speak of the resonance field, it usually is in the body. So something resonates in the moment and you can't explain it. And it might not resonate in the moment and you can't explain it. I'm sure you've heard that saying, if you can explain your inner knowing, then it's not an inner knowing. And that is similar with the true resonance field. Because think about it, you resonate with people that eat the same food as you do. You resonate with people that like the same books, that like the same topics. There is a certain resonance there as well. And the moment someone doesn't do it, this is when people often start arguing and not accepting other people's beliefs or opinions. But the resonance field in itself. So for example, you're watching my video, and if I was to ask you, does this resonate with you? Does it not? The answer ideally should not come from your mind, from your thoughts or your belief systems, but it should come from your being, from your body. It should feel like a transmission that really touches something in your being and isn't just consumed as just another video of information. So I certainly hope that this does that for you. The energetics in May are really beautiful, even though towards the end of May they might feel a little bit tense. We have coming from a rough March and a rough April, but I personally feel that the energetics have calmed down. Right now, we are after this big wave in a bit of a phase of integration. And remember, these waves are not going to end, they're just going to continue. But the more we start embodying our core essence and we stay in our truth and we operate from our inner energetic system and our knowing, the easier those waves are going to be to ride, because the intensity is going to increase. It's not going to lower, but our ability to ride the intensities is going to increase exponentially with them. So this is the training ground we have been through. This is the training ground we are still going to continue for a while. But the most important message I want to leave you with today is always look within, tune within, start trusting your body. Start noticing what feels good, what doesn't feel good. Start listening to yourself. What is your inner knowing telling you? What is the next decision that needs to be made? And remember, frequency first. Get your frequency right. And only from that new vantage point, you make the right decisions that are aligned. You make the right choices, the right moves, and you allow things to really effortlessly move into your life. I'm sending you all so much love, and I'll see you in the next video.